Hi, I want to talk to you today about protein. How much? How little? How often? Let's talk about protein. Hi, I'm Casey. Thanks for coming to my channel, Go Keto with Casey. I talk about the ketogenic diet and how I've lost, as of now, 93.9 pounds. The ketogenic diet, for those of you who don't know, is a nutrition protocol where you switch over from being a glucose burner, glucose for fuel, to a ketone burner, ketones for fuel. Hence the ketogenic and being called in a state of ketosis. Really, the way you get into ketosis is to reduce your carbohydrate intake to the point where your liver is not providing glucose to your blood, and so your blood, looking for a fuel source, turns to something else, which most of us have in vast quantities, which is body fat or fat. I'm going to talk in another video again about the idea of a lot of added fat, but right now, because many people have asked me and ask each other and are obviously wanting to know how much protein should you eat, because there's these things called macros, which have become all the rage. Got to get my macros in. I'm going to share with you my experience. Your experience may vary. You may be getting some really good advice from someone else who's having great success. I did not look at macros when I first started. Frankly, I don't look at them now. If you follow me on my FitnessPal, you can see what my macros end up being, but the only reason I log information into my FitnessPal is because people have asked to see it. All I really want to do is make sure that I keep my carbs under 20 grams a day. That really is the key. I eat only from the allowed food list, Dr. Eric Westman's protocol. It's essentially fatty sources of protein, and you eat the protein with their naturally occurring sources of fat, and eat only when hungry, drink only when thirsty. So there are some formulas, and so for those of you who don't know macros, there are 3 macronutrients: fat, protein, and carb. And under the ketogenic diet, and the way it fell out for me, not that I was trying to do this, was that your carbs end up being about a tiny wedge of the overall pie of your macronutrients. 5% or so, about 15% of my food comes from, and always has, from protein. And the balance, about 75 or 80% depending, is made up of fat. And that really just falls into place if you keep your carbs under 20 and eat from the allowed food list and eat only when hungry. I don't try to manipulate it. There are complicated formulas it's not super complicated. It's X number of grams of protein for X number of pounds of lean body mass in kilos. But it's a wide range. Even those formulas from the experts say you can have, from 0.8 grams to 1.5 grams of protein per kilo. It's a wide range. If I had a suggestion for people, and I do some coaching, and when this question comes up, I just advise people, particularly at the beginning, just really keep it simple. This is all really the way the human species always ate. We ate our food. We ate animal product. We ate everything from the rooter to the tutor. We ate the fat and the organ meat and the protein, and we boiled up bones and took broth. So don't get the filet mignon, get the chuck roast. Don't get the skinless chicken breast, get the chicken thigh with the skin, and enjoy eating every bit of it. Eggs are perfect. They almost fall into their own ratios perfectly. All you have to do is eat them. Pork chops, bacon. Some added fats if you want, but remember, fats are not unlimited on the approved list. So if you just, don't worry about being exquisitely accurate with the amount of protein you eat, and don't worry about adding a lot of dietary fat. Just keep your carbs below 20. Eat from the approved food list. Eat only when hungry. Say it with me. That's the hardest part. Has been for me. Stop when you're satiated. Drink only when you're thirsty. The name of the game here is to get yourself into ketosis so that your body is burning fat for fuel. This is not just for weight loss. There are many benefits to being in ketosis. There are more studies coming out, anti-inflammatory properties, lifting of the brain fog, which all of these I've experienced myself, regulated moods. It's just really a very fine way to eat. It's a very fine state of being. So I don't track my protein. I did for a while when I was trying to tweak things. I'd lost weight pretty quickly at the beginning, first 2 or 3 months. I don't remember how much, but I lost 8 pounds the first week and then 1.5 pounds the next week. And by the time I got to week 12 or 13, I didn't lose any, and then I went up, and then I went down and up and down. And then I got to the point where I was stalled, not really classically stalled, but it really had slowed down. I was in ketosis and couldn't figure out what it was. So, my husband and I did our research, and we had heard that if you overeat protein, the protein can start to be metabolized like a glucose. And so it's tipping you out, it can tip you out of ketosis. I've never really been out of ketosis. Anytime I've tested, I've never been out of ketosis in nearly 3 years. So that I was not overeating protein to that point, but I really wanted to find out why I was stalling. So I started calculating how much protein I needed for someone my size. I'm not tall. I'm 5'1". I'm a female. I'm postmenopausal. I'm 58 years old. Not for long. And there really was a range. And it didn't make any difference. What turned out for me was the reason I was kind of stalled is I realized I was eating out of habit, not out of hunger. So I would suggest to you, keep it as simple as possible. I did not know what a macronutrient was when I started. I didn't pay any attention until I started delving in, trying to figure out why it slowed up. When to this day, some days I can see it. I don't track my macros on purpose. I do it because people really seem to benefit from seeing what other people eat, and when it's successful. Some days I have 30 grams of protein. For those of you who know, that's about an ounce. That doesn't mean I'm eating an ounce of chicken. That means whatever food I'm eating, I might be eating 3.5 or 4 ounces of food, but it's so fatty that it's only a certain percentage of it that's protein, if that makes sense. So if you like to focus on that, if it keeps you going, if you're successful at it, great. If you find it stressing you out and it's getting in the way of the rest of your life, don't worry about it. And I'll tell you, one of the great things about this way of eating is that I have stopped thinking about food. It's such a relief to me. It is so liberating. Bye, babe. Lovely mate came home to get some supplies. He's a home remodeler. So I don't want to think about it that much. I have other things I want to do. I want to make videos. Thank you to those who have supported this channel via comments and kind words. And I really enjoy doing them. And I hope to continue doing them. Let me know if you have any questions. I do try to reply to all questions and comments. I can't always get around to it. If I don't, my apologies. And make it a great day. Today's a beautiful Friday morning where I live. Someone commented on one of my videos, nice little life you have going for yourself there. And that's no joke. I'm the luckiest person you'll ever meet. Thank you so much. I'm going to sign off. Have a great one.